Hi guys, it is December favourites time. Technically, not entirely, because I'm a little bit late with this one. I was late last month as well. But I kind of took a little bit of time off over Christmas, which was awesome. And a lot of you over the years have told me that I should do that, and it's really difficult as a blogger and a YouTuber to take time off because you feel like you can't. But I did, and I feel so much better for it, and I didn't feel like I had to do anything, and so I didn't, and now I'm back feeling very, very much refreshed. Decided this year I am going to throw in things that maybe are slightly more expensive that have genuinely been my favourites this year, because you guys might be interested, and it's not a true favourites video if I'm missing things. So anyway, random favourites. One, I will tell you, my second channel, where I have been doing other kind of videos, and if you want to follow that, it will be linked below. Two would be TV favourites. Now, it's really difficult to think of what I've been watching all month, especially since it's now the next month. But the things I'm really excited for this month would be Scandal's restarting very, very soon, this week. Revenge is going to start again. So excited about both of those, although I totally saw a spoiler for Revenge, and one of the main characters, something happens to them, let's say, and I was so cross that I saw that spoiler, because obviously it's already shown in the US, so I'm like, I was so annoyed, so I won't tell you what happened, and please no one put it in the comments because I don't want to kind of ruin it for anyone else, but I was kind of cross about that. I'm hoping it happens early on so it doesn't ruin the whole series for me. But those two start again. What else? Oh, Pretty Little Liars has just come back onto iTunes, the series 5. I've been watching little bits and pieces here and there, but I think I've only watched 3 episodes of it, so I'll be buying that and watching that very, very soon. And the only real standout, I would say, for the last month would be Roseanne. Anyone remember Roseanne? Especially those of you in the US. I think they've had reruns for years and years, but we haven't had reruns of Roseanne for a really long time. I used to watch it when I was a kid. It's kind of a sitcom for those of you that don't know, because it's pretty old now. It was like late 80s. Was it late 80s or late? No, it was late 80s that it started. So, you know, it's from when I was a kid, and I kind of grew up watching it with my parents. And I'm watching it from the beginning, watching it with my kids, because I think it's fairly kid appropriate. It's kind of like The Simpsons in that way. There's lots of innuendo and kind of jokes that would be over their heads a little bit. So it's kind of a family friendly watch, but I'm watching it with my husband as well, and he's not watched it before, so I'm really enjoying it. It was shown, the first 50 episodes were on US Netflix, and I'm fully aware that Netflix is apparently clamping down on people that are hiding their VPN and watching US Netflix in the UK. Not too worried about it yet, but you will definitely hear from me if they block my account, because I will cry. But I'm just going to kind of ride it out and hope for the best. But they put the first 50 episodes on US Netflix, and that was it. So we totally like bulldozed through those in a couple of days, and I actually ended up buying the box set because I couldn't wait for them to put more episodes on Netflix. So we're watching them on DVD, old school DVD right now. And that's probably all I can think of TV-wise that's been standout for the month. I can't really think of anything else. I don't think we've watched anything else specific, but I could be missing something major. And that's kind of it. YouTube has been mostly Vlogmas. I've really not watched a lot of other kind of vlogs or anything, just Vlogmas videos, and I've spoken a lot about which ones I was watching and stuff, so I won't bore you again with that. So that's kind of it for my random favourites. I'll kick off the other stuff I have physically to show you with a non-beauty favourite. Things were already falling down. And it's a candle. And those of you that have been following me for a while will remember, you probably won't, that one of my all-time favourite candles, especially for Christmas, I think it was called Winter Wonderland. I could be wrong, but it was from Yankee Candle, and I think they had another one that replaced it this year, but I didn't actually get a chance to go and smell it. And I found this in Asda from Simply Home. And I think this was one of the things that I got when Asda allowed me to go and shop, and they reimbursed my money for that haul, if you remember. Just, you know, full disclosure, I don't think I paid for this. I can't remember, but I think that was one of the things. But this smells almost identical. It's that kind of fresh, outdoorsy pine scent. So if you like that, and especially if you liked what I think was called Winter Wonderland, this is amazing. I'm still burning it now because it's not specifically Christmas, it's just a very nice, fresh winter fragrance, and something I would definitely pick up again when I run out of this. Next, I have 3 face masks, would you believe? Probably, because December is one of those times of year where you're maybe socialising more than you normally would be. You're really kind of, let's say your skin is partied out. I picked up the wrong thing there. And obviously it's winter and it's cold and all that stuff, so I definitely tend to, I mean I use face masks year round, but I tend to use more of them in the winter time. And the 3 that I've been using, 3 totally different things for totally different reasons that you would use them, totally different problems. First is the LUSH Mask of Magnaminty. which I am obsessed with. So, so nice. And it's like a toothpastey kind of mask. Oh, it smells like toothpaste and something. Toothpaste and something not as nice as toothpaste, but it looks kind of gross. It sticks to your skin really well. It doesn't kind of fall off. I find with a lot of the ones that are fresh, because that's one of those self-preserving face masks, so you don't need to leave it in the fridge. With a lot of the ones that aren't self-preserving, I find that they kind of like flake off and you can't leave them on for very long, whereas that never fully dries, so it's not going to dry out your skin. You can leave it on for longer than maybe you should, and it's not going to kind of sap your skin of any moisture. But it also doesn't kind of flake away. It can kind of stick on your skin pretty well. You guys that know what I'm talking about will know what I'm talking about, but I know I'm not explaining myself very well. The next one is a hydrating one, and it's this vitamin E moisture mask from Superdrug. I love this. I was going to buy the one from Origins, which is it called Drink Up? I think it's called Drink Up. And I'm still considering getting a sample size of that, like a mini, because you can get half-size ones of the Origins masks now. And the only reason I would buy that is to compare it with this, so I can tell you whether actually this is as good, because this is considerably cheaper. I think I got this when it was on offer and it was less than £2, but I forget how much it was full price. Definitely under a £5. And so, so good. Very, very hydrating. You can wear it as a normal mask or an overnight mask. I really, really like it. And if you've got dry skin or just dehydrated skin like me, because my skin's quite oily, I think you'd love it. And last thing was one of the things I mentioned in my kind of New Year skincare video, which was sponsored by Tesco, which you may remember. And lots of people, just so I can address it now, because I couldn't address it to the people that asked, lots of people asked, or maybe a couple of people asked how it was sponsored. A sponsored video is just paid for by that customer, or that company or whatever. It doesn't have to be a certain format. Not everyone makes sponsored videos in the same way. So just because you don't like one sponsored video doesn't mean you won't like all of them, that's all. So yeah, Tesco's sponsored that video, and I do have another one at the end of this month on kind of the spring trends from Tesco, and it's just the fact that all of the products used in the video were available from Tesco. I chose them all myself. I was able to do whatever I wanted, and the one that's coming up at the end of the month, completely my idea and completely created by me, but all the products are available from Tesco, and so they paid me to make it. That's all it is. So this was one of the products that I mentioned in that video, and I absolutely love it. I've also got one of these from Superdrug, but I think this is slightly more effective. And it reminds me a lot of the Ren Glycolactic Radiance Renewal Mask, but that's like £30, and I think this is around, I don't know, £9–10 mark. I could be totally off, but it's definitely a lot cheaper than the Ren one. And it's got that kind of jelly feel to it, and if you rub it in you get a tingle, and I mean, my skin is pretty much used to these things at this point, and it's not particularly sensitive, but if I get it like on my lip, for example, it goes completely numb. So if your skin is sensitive, definitely use like a little bit of this on an area of your face that can't be seen, just in case you have an adverse reaction. But this is amazing for me. Brings my skin out so glowing and plump, and you know, it's not like it gets rid of every single fine line that I have, because I don't generally use it in the areas that I have fine lines, but it definitely makes me look more youthful. So I really like that. I just love using face masks. If any of you have specific face masks you love, please let me know. I particularly like sheet masks because they're really not clean, what do I mean? Less messy. They're really easy to use, and that's why I like the gel type ones as well, and the cream ones, just because they're easier to wash off. December was definitely a month of glitter. This was one of my favourites and one of the things I picked up brand new in December, and it's called Starlight. I think it was a festive, like, what's the word? I'm terrible today. I apologise. I'm either speaking super fast because I'm so excited because I'm filming a video for the first time in a week, or I can't remember what I want to say. This was a limited edition is what I want to say. A limited edition one for Christmas, and it's got like real chunky glitter in it and stars, which is really cute. And I wore this over Christmas. On Christmas Day I think I was wearing this over the top of Penny Talk from Essie, which is like a rose gold metallic one, but I loved glitters, and that was probably one of my favourite ones that I wore. And then I think, oh, I have 3 things left. I'll go with the most expensive first of all. Not technically the most expensive, but the one that you guys will be like, that's not budget beauty. And it's this one. It's a lipstick from MAC. I couldn't not mention it because I have never bought a MAC lipstick and immediately worn it as often as I've worn this one. I really liked, in past months, I've really been into kind of matte nudes. First of all, there was Kinda Sexy, next was Velvet Teddy, and then I discovered the one to end them all. This is like the one lipstick to rule all nude lipsticks for me, and it's called Faux. And I picked it up because it was a Kylie Jenner lipstick colour. I know, we're all sick of this by now. And I'm going to have to do a blog post on the cool toned neutrals that I've picked up because of Kylie Jenner, but this is the ideal nude lipstick for me. I've worn it in videos, I've worn it in a lot of vlogs. If you've been following my Vlogmas videos and my vlog weeks that I do, you will have seen this. I also put it in my weekly Face of the Week. I'm going to have a weekly feature on my blog now called Face of the Week, and this was the first lipstick that featured, and I just cannot get enough of it. It's not nude really, it's kind of almost like a rosy, it is nude, it's a neutral, but it's a rosy neutral, but somehow it's still cool tone. It's amazing. I absolutely love this, and at the moment I would say if you were only going to pick up one MAC lipstick, make it this one. Especially if you're pale, it's still, it's not a kind of wash you out kind of nude. I just love it, love it, love it. So I had to mention it in case you were feeling spendy. The next thing is kind of spendy, but it's still cheaper than Urban Decay, and right now, if I had to choose between this and all of my Urban Decay Naked palettes, it would be this. Because there's just more colour choice. I love the packaging, it's so slim. I'm thinking when I do go away, this will be the palette that comes with me, purely because it's so great for travel, because it's so slim, it's not going to take up any space at all. And I'm definitely going to purchase some more Balm eyeshadow palettes because I just love this one. And it's called Nude'Tude. It's nothing new, you'll have seen it before, but it's relatively new to me at the end of last year. And the colours that I've been wearing, I haven't really worn a lot of these, but the colours that I've been wearing are Standoffish, which is this shimmery champagne colour, not unlike Sin from Urban Decay or Naked Lunch from MAC. Kind of similar but slightly more frosty, I would say. Sexy, which is this kind of deep plummy aubergine colour, which is a totally matte shade, I love. And Sophisticated. So I've been wearing the shimmery shade all over my lid, not Standoffish, Sexy, which is the matte shade in my crease, and Sophisticated, which is the kind of a frosted deep brown, a cool tone brown, under my eye, and that has been my go-to eye look. Again, what was on my Face of the Week last week on my blog. So yeah, completely in love with this palette. There are definitely shadows that I could do without, so I might see if I can find an even more condensed version of this from the Balm. If you have tried any more, please let me know which one you would recommend. I'd like one maybe half the size of this, but I love this, I would recommend it, and if you were only going to buy one neutral eyeshadow palette, I really would recommend this one. I just think you get so much more out of it. Last thing is, again, relatively new to me last month, and is the Revolution blush palette. And I think I mentioned this in my top 14 or top 15 of 2014, top 10, I forget what it was, top 10 things that I'd found in 2014, I think that's what the video was, and I'll link it below. It was the things that I discovered in 2014 and fallen in love with. Not all things I love, just things that I discovered. And Makeup Revolution was definitely one of them, and this is what I showed you to kind of represent them. And this is a blush palette, it's called Golden Sugar. I really only use maybe these 3 shades, which are the blush shades, and this shade is a beautiful highlight. But this colour reminds me so much of New York from Fashionista, which again, if you've been following me for a while, I used to talk about all the time. It was practically in every single favourites video, and I still have it, and it's much more travel friendly because it's in a tiny thing, and really I have been just using this particular shade a lot, so I don't really need the entire palette. But as palettes go, I think this is £8, a really good deal if you can get one that's all blush, which I think you can, and ones that you would use all the colours of. This was sent to me, so I didn't choose which one I got. I definitely wouldn't have chosen one with a shimmery bronzer like that. I probably wouldn't have chosen one with a bronzer in it at all, but the blush palettes from Revolution are great quality, and there's a great amount of choice as well. So I think that's it. Yes, that's everything for my December favourites. Sorry I've been kind of away a little bit last week. I have had a little break, like I say. But also, again, little reminder, if you do want more videos from me, they are out there. I do vlogs, I do hauls, I do talking about slightly more expensive stuff on my other channel. And yeah, I'm not going to kind of push myself this year to get 3 videos out a week on each channel. I'm not going to kind of make myself do anything. I'm going to sit down when I feel like sitting down and talking to you guys, and hopefully that'll be 2 or 3 times a week on this channel and around the same on the other channel. But if it's a bit more on one and a bit more on the other, then I'm not going to kind of kill myself over it. I definitely took things a little bit too seriously last year and stressed myself out really unnecessarily, and so this year I'm going to be a bit more cool about it, and hopefully that will improve the quality of my videos. But I know that not everybody likes these kind of long, rambly, chatty videos, but this is what I like to watch, and if you don't really like to listen to me chat to you, you probably don't like me. You probably could do with watching someone else, and there is so much available for you on YouTube. You don't need to be watching anyone that you don't like. So that's kind of my, let's call that my last thought of the year, and then the next video will be something totally fresh for 2015. I'm so excited for the new year. I hope you guys are too, and I will do my best to link everything I've talked about below, and otherwise I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye! I totally forgot something. Just a quick last mention. MUA Undress Your Skin. Completely fell back in love with it. I'm almost out of this. I have maybe 1 use left of it, but I'll definitely be repurchasing when my no buy finishes, because I'm doing a no buy for January. But this is, I think, £5. Such great coverage, really long lasting even on my oily skin, but it is winter. And yeah, just awesome. Last mention. I'm really going now.